Okay, we've created a group. Let me go back down and find that. I'll go into groups, and since I have a lot, I'll just go ahead and search by the name. I made one that was called training. So now we're back into the group that we made. I have not put much on my homepage yet. We looked at how to post announcements. Discussions is a great feature that can be used for feedback from you to students, from students to each other, and it's as simple as pushing add a discussion and discussing topic 1. And you can actually have the discussion ready and then post at a later date. So if you want to get it ready for like a Monday start, you can put that ahead of time. And what are your thoughts from this week? Notice again, we can share pictures or files. There's library items, and again, anything that you put in your drive. Save it. And so here's the discussion. So within the group, anybody who's a member of this group in the discussions would see this, and then they would say, I thought, and they would add a post. And so now you see a response. And there's a lot of things that can happen with this response. So somebody else could talk about the response that I made, or somebody else could write a new response to the original question. This feature is, it's there on my Big Campus. This is the this is the equivalent to like on Facebook, and it's just a heart to show that you think that that's a good answer. You as the owner of the group can go in and delete any of the postings that are made. So if a student said something that was really kind of off base, you can go in and delete it. And now that response is gone. So you have a lot of control within this discussion tab. You can actually close the discussion as well. So you've had enough comments on there and you don't want anybody to be able to come back in and say anything to finish up that. You can go back in and edit the original question that you posed. So it's able to be changed once it's there. And if you go back into discussions, you'll notice now we have the ability to add more discussions. So I could put in a new discussion discussing topic 2. All right, calendars deserves its segment all on its own. So we'll come back to calendar. Let's take a look at members. So you want people to be a part of your group, and there's actually 3 ways to get members into your group, and I'm going to at this point encourage you to use one of those 3 primarily, and that is I want to start by just putting students in. So I take my class list. I have a kid with the last name Smith. I also have a kid with the last name Jones, and so notice I'm able to keep putting in names. If I accidentally put one that wasn't right, I can go back and delete that and grab the Smith that I meant, and then I'll pick add users. I'm not going to do that in case they're actually on here and see, well, we'll see. I'll get them deleted again. So here they go. So these 2 people are now part of this group, and I didn't mean to. I want to get them out of there. So I'm going to remove the user. Here's the other thing we can do. So the student's really abusing their rights within this site. I can lock them down from the ability to access anything in this group and then go back and change that later. If you have another teacher that's working on the same class with you, you could put them in as a group member and then give them admin rights, and they would then be able to make changes to the page just like you do. So you'll end up with members in your group. One more thing, remember, under edit, we can go in and make changes to the group. Okay, so how else can you put members in your group? Well, one way is to add an auto approve code. So what this means is it gives me a code. I don't have the ability to change that code, but if I share this with any other My Big Campus registered user, they are then able to type in this code to join a group. So let's see if I can find a group to do that. Let's search for somebody else's training group that I can join. So that's it's a bundle, sorry, that's not a group. Let's find groups. Here we go, we can narrow it down by groups. So I can go into this indie training group. Let's see, and I'm not a member. It's letting me see some of the things that are in here, but if I want to join, I can request to join. and they have now received this request. So that's number 2 of the way to do it. So you can search for any group, and students could search for your ICP group, let's say. So here's ICP period 2, and so we've got a group created here, and a student could push request to join, and then the teacher would, in their notifications right here, get notified that they have a request to join that group. So 2 ways. You can put the person in the group, you can request to join, or I showed you we can have them join with a code. And so now, I'm not really sure how to show you that, but they would actually then, oh, I know, right here it would say instead of request to join, if it had a join code, it would have a button that said join with code. You push that and enter the code that was there. Of those 3, best one is to put members into the group. So here's the members that he has set up in his group. And since I'm not an admin, notice that I don't have any rights to do that. I could request to join, and if you left a student out, they could request to join, and then you can get them added in there. All right, so groups, again, how to set them up. We looked at discussions and members, and more next up on calendars.